Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this morning. My name is Amy Bain. I am the Senior Director of Post-Secondary Impact here at tnAchieves, and I'm incredibly grateful for this time this morning to spend a few minutes to look through not only our impact of tnAchieves and Tennessee Promise across the state, but also in Hamblen County. And so I'm thankful that you are here spending your time with us this morning. A few housekeeping notes to share. We're asking everyone to be on mute during this presentation, but we will provide opportunities at the end to ask questions. So you are free to unmute at the end, ask your question, or if you'd like, there is a chat box that you can access to ask questions or share information that you would like to share as well. And so, like I said, I'm going to present some information for a few minutes, and then we'll have time to discuss afterwards and ask any questions that you may have. But again, thank you for your time. I am incredibly excited to share this with you. We like to do this in each of our counties, not only to give you an update, but also for accountability. We have come into your county to work with your students to help them get not only into college, but to complete college. And so we can't do this work without our community partnerships, whether you are mentoring with us, if you're in the K-12 space, if you're one of our post-secondary partners, if you work for the local government, if you're in the mayor or county executive's office, or if you have a student in the program, if you are one of our business partners, we are incredibly grateful and thankful for your partnership with tnAchieves, because the work that we do across the state, we couldn't do without these local partnerships. And as a reminder, for those of you that aren't quite sure what we do, Tennessee Promise is a last dollar scholarship available to all Tennessee high school seniors who apply. And tnAchieves is the partnering organization to that scholarship. tnAchieves is a privately funded 501c3. We are a separate nonprofit entity from the state, but we partner with the state to provide the program that the students must complete in order to receive that Tennessee Promise funding. And you can see here the 90 counties in green. These are the counties that we serve. And we started in one county, in Knox County in 2008. We had just under 500 applicants with our first class of tnAchieves, and over the years have expanded across the state, 2015 being the launch of Tennessee Promise statewide. And now we work in 90 counties with more than 440,000 students and 71,000 volunteers. Since we started, we are honored to work with over 600 high schools, public high schools, private high schools, and our homeschool umbrellas, as well as 67 eligible post-secondary institutions. These are our community colleges, our Tennessee Colleges of Applied Technology, or TCATs, and a handful of public and private four-year institutions across the state that offer associate's degree or technical certification programs. We are honored to work with those counties, work with those partners across those counties. And since inception, we have had three main pillars of the tnAchieves program, and those have carried over now into today. And that first is that last dollar scholarship. We partner now with the state to provide that funding, but that's always the carrot. That's the thing that gets students and families interested in the program. We know eliminating that funding barrier is so important, but the work needs to continue after that last dollar scholarship. And even before the students are awarded that scholarship in college, they need supports to help them through the college going process and through to a degree or certificate. And so one of the main components of our program, and what we always call the heart of tnAchieves, is our volunteer mentor program. All of our students are paired with a volunteer mentor to provide consistent communication, check-ins, guidance, and help to help our students be successful, to make sure that they are maintaining their eligibility by meeting those very important deadlines, and that they have the resources and encouragement they need to be a successful college student. Again, our community partnerships are so important, and we ask the community to come in and step in and work with our students. And in turn, we want our students to give back to their community. And so we want to create a culture of being aware of the needs of your community and giving back. Our students are required to complete 8 hours of community service for every semester that they're enrolled in college. We're going to look at those numbers in a second, but we are incredibly proud of the community service component. We think it really does raise awareness for our students to the needs of their communities, and gets them thinking about how they can help others in a way that they have been helped themselves. But on top of those three pillars, we have also found that students may need additional support in other areas. And so Tennessee Achieves introduced summer programs. We have a summer bridge program, which is a 3-week academic boot camp, and that is held at the community colleges across the state. We partner with the community colleges to provide classroom instruction in English, math, and reading. Our students give up 3 weeks of their summer. It is a free program for them. And in return, they're able to get that additional academic assistance, and they're more prepared socially to begin college in the fall. And then our Summer Institute is a 10-week program that we offer in Memphis that allows students who would be beginning college in remedial courses. They're allowed to take those courses in the summer with additional tutoring and Tennessee Achieves coach support with the college throughout the summer. So these students are giving up 3 or 10 weeks of their summer to become more academically and socially prepared for college through our Tennessee Achieves summer programs. And we've also identified that once students are in college, many of them need additional support to persist and complete. And so we have created the Complete Coaching Program. We have on-staff coaches that work with our at-risk students, connecting with them every month and having meaningful interactions to find out where the students are at, what they need to be successful, and providing those resources and that encouragement along the way. If you have been part of Tennessee Achieves in any way, shape, or form, if you've been a mentor, if you're one of our K-12 or post-secondary partners, you know that we love communication. And so we truly believe that communication and targeted communication has power to help students be informed. And so each of our students receive a weekly email, a Monday email every week, with detailed instructions and reminders for the next steps in the program, resources at their college or in their community to help them succeed. And also we share targeted communication with our students. So as deadlines approach, we reach out to students individually as well and let them know that they have to complete this requirement. We also share resources on our social media. And so we truly believe that that communication with the students is allowing us to be successful. Here you can see in 90 counties across the state, 74% of our county, or 74 counties are rural, and 35 are categorized as at risk or distressed. And again, we work with over 600 high schools between the public, private, and homeschool umbrellas across the state. We partner with 67 colleges, and our community colleges are our most popular. 79% of Tennessee Achieves students attend a community college to earn their either associate's degree or technical certificate there. 11% of our students enroll at a TCAT, a Tennessee College of Applied Technology, and those are programs that are more hands-on. Our students are able to earn their technical certificate or diploma in programs such as welding, cosmetology, nursing, medical assisting, automotive technology, aircraft maintenance. There are dozens and dozens of programs that students can complete typically in 12 to 18 months. They get hands-on training and then they're able to immediately join the workforce. And 10% of our students enroll at one of the 4-year institutions across the state that offer an associate's degree. Many of our students will begin at a 4-year institution in their associate's program and then continue on to earn their bachelor's as well. And we work with over 60,000 high school students annually. Each year, Tennessee Promise applicants across the 90 counties that we serve are part of our program. And so 89% of all Tennessee high school seniors are Tennessee Achieves students, and 78% of all first-time freshmen at the community colleges across the state are part of the Tennessee Achieves cohort. And 86% of all of the community college graduates in Tennessee are Tennessee Achieves students. We are incredibly proud to have this scope, knowing that it does make an impact in not only the state, but in the individual communities that these students represent. 56% of our students are eligible for federal financial aid through the Pell Grant, and they determine that through that FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid that our students complete every year. 40% of our students tell us that they are first-generation college students. They're the first in their family to attend college. And 51% of our students are majoring in health science and STEM related fields. And we know that those are high demand jobs, especially in the healthcare field. We have a shortage of nurses who are able to provide those services. And so we are excited and proud of our students for pursuing those high demand careers. The Tennessee Promise Scholarship annual cost is $32 million. And even though we work in 90 counties across the state, we have 30 employees working in those counties across the state. We are proud that we're able to keep our annual operating costs at $2.5 million. We like to operate frugally and still be able to provide these services at scope for our students. But looking at some of these specific program benchmarks, and especially in Hamblen County, that FAFSA file rate. So when our students apply to Tennessee Promise, their next step is to complete the free application for federal student aid. That is the application that puts them in line for the federal Pell Grant and some other state scholarships as well. If there are any of you who have helped students through filing the FAFSA or have filed the FAFSA yourself, you know that it can be a daunting task. It can be a very intimidating form, but we are proud that statewide 86% of our students complete the FAFSA, and in Hamblen County, 88% of our students complete the FAFSA. To give you some perspective of that, Tennessee leads the nation every year in FAFSA filing rates, and most states aim for about 50% FAFSA filing. So the fact that we're looking at 86% statewide and 88% in Hamblen County is pretty remarkable of our students. And I mentioned community service earlier. Again, students are required to give back 8 hours of community service every semester that they're enrolled in college. And statewide, we have seen over 3.3 million hours completed for community service. And in Hamblen County, we've seen over 37,000, almost 38,000 hours of community service completed by our students. We are incredibly proud of this, knowing that this makes an impact in their community as their community is coming around our students and helping them be successful. And we can see that success in our student progress here. Of the 60,676 statewide Tennessee Promise applicants, 684 of those are Hamblen County students. And of that 684, 304 students enroll in college their first semester with Tennessee Promise. Our Hamblen County first year retention rate is 67%, which matches our statewide retention rate of 67%. So those are students that are completing their first year and then returning for college their second year. And if we look at our 3-year graduation rate, we can see statewide, we're at 35%, but Hamblen County is exceeding that at 39%. And this is a number that we are proud of, but we also see room for improvement. To give perspective, when we first started this work, the statewide graduation rate was 14%. So we have seen significant growth through the years, but we know that this is an area where we are continuing to focus on not only getting students into college, but completing with that degree or technical certificate or diploma is so important. And that's where our community partnerships also become incredibly important. So we can provide these programs that impact our student outcomes. And you can see some of those outcomes here. First year retention for first-time full-time freshmen at community colleges across the state is 53%. For tnAchieves students at our Tennessee Promise eligible institution, that first year retention is 67%. And for any tnAchieves student at any college, that first year retention is 74%. So we see that those supports are so vital in helping students retain. And then looking at the 6-year graduation rate across the state, first-time full-time freshmen at a community college have a 35% 6-year graduation rate, as opposed to tnAchieves students who have a 51%. So again, those supports are affecting our student outcomes. And thinking specifically about some of the programs that we've already talked about, students who participate in our summer programs, either the Summer Bridge program or our Summer Institute, are 34% more likely to retain after that first year. Students who take part in that complete intrusive coaching model that we have introduced over the last couple of years, their first year retention is increased by 23%. They are 23% more likely to retain. And Knox Promise is a program that we haven't talked about yet, but this is a pilot that we have been honored and proud to be able to host in Knox County. We received a very generous donation of funds to go to Knox County students. So our students in Knox County receive a dedicated Knox Promise coach. Instead of just identifying those at-risk students, all of our Knox County students receive a complete coach to have those monthly check-ins to make sure that they have the resources and support that they need to be successful. But on top of that, they're able to access what we call complete grants. That's emergency funding for some of those things that are often barriers to students completing college. So funds available for books and supplies, for transportation costs. Many of our students experience food insecurity, so we're able to provide groceries through gift cards. And we're also able to help some students with rents who face some housing insecurity issues. And so we have seen that our Knox Promise students are 42% more likely to retain their first year. And that is a program that we are excited to see those initial results from our pilot, and that we're hoping to spread statewide soon. Looking across the state at the effect of Tennessee Promise on our college going rate, you can see that since 2007, the graduation rate or the college going rate across Tennessee was gradually rising with a huge jump in 2015 with the spread of Knox Promise statewide, or Tennessee Promise statewide, excuse me. And we did see initial growth there. Over the last few years, we've seen a little bit of a downturn in that college going rate, with a huge fall in 2020, the statewide college going rate going from 61.8% to 56.9%. We know COVID was a huge factor in that. College fall to fall enrollment was down for our college students, and especially first-time enrollment in 2020 was down as well. And we can see how that affected Hamblen County specifically. In 2019, the college going rate was 64.3%. And in 2020, it was 51.7. And so this is where Tennessee Achieves is focusing on working with students to provide that support, to provide those resources so that students feel like they don't have to make a choice between working or going to school, or that they understand that if they do have to work while they're going to school, there are supports available for them to help them be successful, not only in their county specifically, but across the state. And one of the biggest supports that help our students, I mentioned before, are our mentors. Again, they are the heart of our program. I know several people on our call today are mentors with us, and so we are so thankful to have you here. And if you're not a mentor, you can see here that we say our mentors serve three main roles. As a task manager, you're reminding students of those important deadlines, not only to remain eligible for the scholarship, but to move along the college access pipeline. Our mentors act as a resource for our students, helping them answer questions as they navigate through the college process and helping them find answers if they don't know. And then our mentors act as an encourager. They are people that come alongside of our students and say, you can do this, we're going to do it together, I believe in you. And mentoring in 2021, we had unique challenges with COVID, and we were able to introduce Tennessee Achieves Connect. It is a virtual platform where mentors and students can connect together via video chat or direct messaging in the platform. Our mentors also still call, text, and email our students. And between that connection, we ask that every month mentors spend about an hour connecting with their students, every other week, reaching out, checking in, reminding of those upcoming deadlines. And so that equals about 12 hours per year. You begin working with your students their senior year of high school, through the summer, and then into their first semester of college. And so we in 2022 are continuing that. We're going to continue the Tennessee Achieves Connect platform as a way to meet with your students virtually. And Connect also gives us a way for mentors to track student progress through the program in a way that we've never been able to offer before. So we're excited to continue with Tennessee Achieves Connect. We will also be offering opportunities for mentors and students to meet together in person. If you are interested in becoming a mentor, you can visit tnAchieves.org/mentors and apply by December 3rd. We currently need 104 mentors to serve the class of 2022 in Hamblen County. If you are a mentor with us already and you'd like to return for next year, you can either complete a short application renewal on our website or let us know that you'd like to come back. I'm going to share my contact information with you in a second, or you can respond to any of the emails or text messages that we have sent you in the past and just let us know and we will mark you in our system. We do ask that you provide or that you complete a 30-minute refresher training. It'll be virtual. just to get you up to date on everything with Tennessee Promise. And for new mentors, we do ask that you complete a new mentor application and complete a 1-hour virtual training. We always say that we guide you through the program as you guide your students. So we always are available as resources for you as mentors. But as we conclude, and before I open it up for questions, it's easy to walk away from presentations of numbers and seeing this information and think, what can I do next, and not know what those next steps are. And so we want to offer you some 3 very simple next steps to help not only statewide, but specifically Hamblen County students get involved with Tennessee Promise, complete the tnAchieves program, earn their degree, and be successful in their community. And so the first step, we've already talked about, it's the easiest one, is to become a mentor. Again, you can apply on our website, tnAchieves.org/mentors. By December 3rd. We also ask that you share about tnAchieves with your community. If you're already a mentor, or if you've signed up to be a new mentor and you would like to recruit your friends, your coworkers, we are happy to come and share the tnAchieves story with your community. If you are involved in a community group, a church group, if there's any group, you're even just your friends, if you would like to share this opportunity, you can email mentors@tnAchieves.org, and we are happy to arrange that for you. And finally, we ask that you tell your friends about Tennessee Promise. If you don't have a student who's a senior in high school, most likely you know someone who does, or you know seniors in high school. And so we encourage you to share that information with those students. Let them know that Tennessee Promise is an opportunity for them to attend community or technical colleges across the state, tuition free, with support through their college journey. That application is open now, and the Tennessee Promise application deadline for our high school seniors is November 1st. If you have any questions after this is my contact information. Please feel free to write it down or take a screenshot of it. That is my cell phone number. It is out of state, but I live in Knoxville. You can call or text me if you have questions, or you can email me as well, and we are happy to get those answered for you. But before we close, we've spent a lot of time over this past year talking with our students to figure out their motivation for college. Why are they going? What is it that drives them? And so this student that we have featured here, Jahim, he wants to go to school to be the first in his family. So he's going to be the first in his family to attend college, and he has siblings that look up to him. And we hear that from so many of our students. Like I said, 40% of our students identify as first-generation college students, but we hear anecdotally so often that our students are the inspiration for their siblings, for their cousins, even their parents, or older family members and friends to pursue a post-secondary degree or credential so they can jump into the workforce more qualified. And so we are thankful for this opportunity to partner with Hamblen County students to ensure that they do have those opportunities and that they are successful. I want to open it up now to questions. I see we already do have one in the chat, and I will answer that. But if you have questions, you can put it in the chat box or feel free to unmute yourself. But we have a question that says, is Knox Promise available for Hamblen County students, and where can students find information? So currently Knox Promise is not available to Hamblen County students. That money was donated and was specifically earmarked for Knox County students. However, we are able to share with our students who are high risk. Those are generally identified as students with a 0 estimated family income based on the FAFSA, for them to access additional funds as well. We actually have been able to introduce that to students this week. Eligible students who are already part of Tennessee Promise have received an email letting them know that those grants are available. Then they can apply for them with us. We are hoping that we can show with this initial money that we've received for Knox County and the initial money that we've received to provide this to students statewide who are the most at risk of not completing college, that we can expand this to everyone. So I say very optimistically, hold tight. We would love to include all counties in those programs, and we are working on that for sure. Robert asks, is TCAT included in the college going rate? Yes, they are. The TCATs and the four-year institutions, as well as the community colleges, are included in our college going rates? That's a great question. Any other questions?
Yes. I don't know if I missed it, but where can the student find this information? I work with Hamblen County students as well as a Knox County students.
Okay. Knox County students, if they are Knox Promise students, they will receive an email, but there is information about Knox Promise on our website. That's tnAchieves.org. And then there's a student drop-down section. I believe there is a Knox Promise link there. And so that would be the best place for them to find information, or they can send an email to their Tennessee Achieves coach. So they can respond to any of those Monday emails from Tennessee Achieves, and they can ask about that Knox Promise completion grant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Any other questions? Well, I appreciate everyone's time. I want to be mindful that we have asked you to stay for half an hour, and we are coming up on that. But thank you again for being here. Please feel free to reach out to us anytime. If you have any questions, we are happy to answer that. And we will make this data available shortly. This week, we are meeting with all of our counties to share their county specific information. And then we will make this available on our website if you would like to revisit it or share it with anyone else. But thank you again for your time. I do see one more chat. It says many students meet the community service requirement this summer by using the virtual community service link. How much longer will this be available? That is a really great question as well. For the foreseeable future, we are keeping virtual community service available. Specifically with COVID, we made that option available. We did not want students to feel like they had to risk or endanger their health by completing that community service requirement. And so we know that the pandemic is not over, that there are variants and there are still risks for many students. And so we want to make that available for them. We don't have any plans to remove that option. And so there are over 20 virtual community service webinars that students can view. So it should be able to provide several semesters worth of community service for them. And we will be refreshing those opportunities as well. Well, all right. Well, we will go ahead and end it now, but thank you all so much again for your time and your participation. We appreciate you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If not, you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.